Hello everybody, this is Jeff Sutherland and welcome to another edition of Jeff Star Talk Show. We're on the air, so tell a friend. We're here on location at the Old Sunset Theater on Lodi Avenue for our 10th anniversary show. We're right here in front of the old marquee of the Old Sunset Theater on Lodi Avenue. And many of the actors and actresses that you'll see tonight, their films were shown here one time or another right here at the Old Sunset and Lodi Avenue. Scheduled film clips that you'll see: Burt Reynolds, Dennis Weaver, Ruth Buzzy, Marc Lawrence.
I tell you, he's a legend. And to millions of television viewers, David Crockett, Daniel Boone, and it's Mr. Fess Parker. Mr. Parker, thank you for coming on my show.
Well, Jeff, I'm very pleased to be here for this occasion of the Golden Boot. And I'm honored to be able to present Jack Williams, a wonderful professional stuntman whose specialty was horse falls, became a very proficient actor, a consummate professional, and it's wonderful that he's being honored.
I tell you what, that is a big tribute, because I've been coming here for the last 5 years to the Golden Boot Award, and I tell you, I've never had a privilege of meeting you, sir, and I tell you what, you're a legend in the television field for sure, and especially with the first Walt Disney TV series. And how was it to work on that?
Well, you can imagine I was quite excited about that. I'd only been in the business about 3 years. Started with one line, and I was up to about 6 or 8. And Walt Disney, to the world, I think, was already an icon in 1954. And when he decided to go into television, he went in it all the way. And we had enormous talent in Bill Walsh, the producer, and Tom Blackburn, who was the writer. And of course, Buddy Ebsen and Basil Ruysdael and Buddy Bakewell.
You left all the good trails.
You see Buddy much?
I don't see him as much as I'd like. He's 91 now.
That's all right.
And I talked to him. I called him on his birthday, and I saw him on his 88th, I think it was. We had lunch together. He's busy. He's still working.
Very funny, classic. See what I mean? A legendary comedian. And started out on so many of the shows, your show of shows, and you know, he did, of course, the Andy Griffith Show. He did so many. He's also a director and does all kinds of things. Mr. Howard Morris, thank you, sir, for coming on my show.
After a build-up like that.
Yeah, after this build-up,
Do what he can do.
Oh, and here, you know, I'll tell you what, he not only started on your show of shows when television began, one of the original cast members of that, but also in the Andy Griffith Show. He was a director, a polished performer, sold war bonds with the late Three Stooges, did so many things in his career. Mr. Howard Morris. Well, you know, and another thing, Howard, you know, I love all the work that you've done in these particular films and shows. How do you invent this character?
Well, luck.
Well, yeah, I'm running up here.
You want me to talk?
Do you want to talk?
Not really.
Why do I feel like I'm in a Mel Brooks routine right now?
Nah, Mel's in Europe now.
Yes?
Yeah, he's supposed to do a movie there. I don't know what. And he hasn't called me for it, the rat.
Well, you should have called, because one of the, my wife and I were watching, of course, High Anxiety the other day.
Oh, yeah, that was on. It's a nice movie.
It's a nice movie, and the funny part where, you know, Mel Brooks is in this movie, of course, and he wants to get help from a psychiatrist. And he's giving the help of, and you guys did the funny routine where he's ringing the bell, Harvey Korman's ringing the bell, and you guys are in this fight mold, and yeah, it was classic.
Mel went crazy one day, and he hit me in the jaw, and about 2 hours later, I came to. He really knocked me out, for real.
You guys, well, I know the punches, one of you hit you one in the gut, and then your reaction to that was really classical.
Yeah, it was like, oh, gee. Oh, golly, is that what you're going to do? Oh, gosh.
But you work with some... there you go. Now, Ernest...
If you can't get a laugh, you put on the nose, you know.
Now, Ernest T., put that down. And a great actor, Mr. Robert Blake. And thank you, Mr. Blake, for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
Can I have your hand, sir?
Certainly.
Certainly. And I tell you, Elaine, is this great? We have Robert Blake on the show.
Did you ever shoot one of those out at our ranch called Corriganville?
I lived there, of course.
I thought so. Well, I was married to Crash.
Corrigansville, Iverson's, all those places.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, he went out to Iverson's and he said, you know what, I want a ranch too. So they said he had rocks in his head and he bought it for $7 an acre, 2,000 acres.
$7 an acre?
$7 an acre.
Well, Robert, Mr. Blake, you've been a child actor growing up all through the ropes of Hollywood. I mean, is there anything you look back in your career and say, hey, did I remember doing that? I mean, all the things from the Our Gang to the Little Beaver.
A lot of jobs that I don't remember.
Yeah.
I wake up and 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, the television's on, and I see myself, and I say, oh, yeah, I don't remember doing that.
It's fun, though, right?
Of course, we all remember Beretta. Now, Beretta is a great television cop show, and that ran for many years. How many years on the network?
4 years.
4 years.
It's a good run.
And you had a good time making it. You had to have a good time making that.
I got a little tired.
You know what my favorite film was? In Cold Blood.
In Cold Blood.
Oh,
Truman Capote,
never
masterpiece.
forget it.
Yes, it was.
Masterpiece.
Yes, it really was. Robert did an excellent job. Deserved an Oscar nomination.
You're too believable.
I'm going to blow out of here, but I just want to say that one of the pleasures in my life is to come here and see Myron Healy and Peggy Stewart and some of the old war horses that I was with back in the 40s, to know that they're still here and to be able to talk to them about a better time and a better industry. It's just nice to know they're in the world. And thanks for having me.
Well said. Now, well said, and thank you for coming on the show. And God bless you. This is Robert Blake, everybody. All right. Your last film. The book. Long Time No See by Marc Lawrence. He wrote it, and he...
Jeff, you want me to talk about it? I'll talk about it.
Okay.
You didn't read the book, so I'll talk about it.
No. Yeah, I just bought the book from you yesterday.
You bought the book?
Yeah.
You didn't read it?
A $20 book. And it's and actually, that's a very low price for such a handsome book as this.
That's a handsome guy. That's what I looked 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And you still look as handsome today as you did.
Anyway,
you're mean as those parts.
Long Time No See is also a metaphor trying to find yourself.
It was a what?
A metaphor.
Oh.
A way of representing long time no see. You look at yourself and you say, hey, I don't know you. Where I've seen you someplace. So it's looking at yourself and trying to find yourself. So it's long time no see, which is a gangster greeting, is what Lucky said to me, and also a way of trying to find yourself. And the book is a search to find myself. I'm always running away from myself. People do that in life. They run away. They don't face things. They don't want to face it. Don't tell me, I don't want to hear the story. Don't tell me that. I want to, so they watch television and they forget about life. Don't bother me. I want to watch the program. That's life over there.
That's true.
Over there it's make-believe.
That's true.
So they like the make-believe. Listen, make-believe. So it's looking through the make-believe. And then some of the reality sneaks in. The reality is very strong, it's very real, and it's not make-believe. Well, I became famous only by virtue of being at the right place at the right time. I was on a contract Columbia, 1936, 39, and there was a guy called Johnny Roselli. Johnny Roselli was a gangster hired by the CIA to knock off Castro, hired by the government. And in Hollywood, he was used as a as a strike breaker. Harry Cohn, the president of Columbia Pictures.
Right.
You know who Harry Cohn was?
I know Harry Cohn was the president of Columbia Pictures.
Very nice fella. I didn't notice that you.
Yeah.
Very nice fella.
Yeah. I'm glad to meet you.
Nice fella.
Yeah.
I'm talking to a guy. I suddenly discovered after 10 minutes I'm talking to a very nice guy.
Thank you very much.
I like
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, Harry Cohn, Columbia.
So Johnny Roselli watching me on the screen because Harry Cohn liked tough guys. So he's sitting with him, you know, and I come on the screen, a skinny little kid with the black beady eyes, black hair. He was, how old was he? He's about 27, evil looking SOB. And he says, you know, the kid up there could be taken for one of the mob.
Sound like a gangster.
He says it's to Harry Cohn. Well, Harry Cohn was so impressed with the fact that I could be taken for one of the mob. I'm under contract. I became a favorite of Harry Cohn.
Well, that's great. And you are. I mean, you're so believable in those parts. I mean, it's only acting, isn't it?
What are you saying, Jeff?
Those parts that you...
Make this interesting.
The parts like in Hot...
Be anybody laughing?
Now, the Hot Shots, and with Don DeLuise, when you played the head of the mob, right? You were so believable as the gangster. As the father, the godfather with the kissing in the hand. And, you remember that movie?
I didn't kiss anybody's hand.
Well, you were like the godfather. You don't remember that movie?
Jeff, you're a very sweet guy. You really are. You have a program?
I do. I do. After the day, and before you got here, I had a good show. Yeah, I really did have a good show. But now it's right in the dumper. Yeah, right in the dumper.